Hey guys, I'm Coco Ferosha.
And I am Isis Mirage.
And this is RuPaul's Drag Race Season 7, Episode 7 review.
So we're gonna go generally through Snatch Game and how people did and things.
So first up, Max as Sharon Needles. It wasn't the strongest out of the girls, probably one of the weakest. I felt like the look was pretty down. And the voice in places sometimes could have been down, but it kind of went in and out. And it wasn't like she didn't even try to do... I just feel like
it's a point in Snatch Game now where the look is like here and like your performance is all the way here.
Yeah.
You know?
And it was really difficult for her to carry up as a whole. So, definitely, I'm not sure what happened with Max this week. It just seemed like there was no life in it. There was no
It's like before she said she was going to do the Disney version, but it's like, what version is that?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that version. I mean, it's comedy. Why would you pull back?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't understand.
It did seem like a bit almost reserved. That's what I meant before. Where's the
reserved, I would like to know why. Reserved why? For what purpose was I just totally scratched my tits.
That's okay.
So, Jaden Dior Fierce is Raven Simone.
Yep.
Obviously, she wasn't really seeing too much of the future in that case, because if she was, she probably would not have done Raven Simone.
No. It's such a tough character to go off. I didn't even if you're gonna do That's So Raven, especially with Visions, you're doing That's So Raven, right? At least in somewhat of a sense. Yeah. I didn't hear no you're nasty or nothing.
No, I didn't hear none of that. No.
And then it was because she was supposed to be Raven Simone, but then it's why did you pick her? I don't know if that was the right choice.
I mean, I can see her train of thought with it. She felt like she looked somewhat like the bitch.
And she thought, okay, I got that vision
I
shit.
got the vision thing, I can do all of that.
It just wasn't
but
enough.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't feel like it was a fully realized idea. Yeah. It feels like something that she just ended up settling with. Yeah. In my mind. Yeah. Moving on to... Katya is Susie Ormond. I don't know anything about her.
Yeah.
I know of her and what she does and everything, but we don't get her on TV here or anything. Yeah. She ain't really too much known in Britain or anything like that. So yeah. Or Europe? Is she known in Europe? I don't know. Whatever. But the little I do know, she did a really good job. I feel like Katya is already so great as Katya that I don't really know that I really want to see her doing a celebrity impersonation. Yeah. Because I really just want to see Katya and her humor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. She was making a few jokes here and there, bouncing off other people.
I definitely think she was one of the top.
So, yeah. So next up was Violet Chachki as Alyssa Edwards. Now, I suppose I can say it was the right decision for her, because I feel like she carried that well, because she was going to do Donatella, obviously with Miss Fame and all that. Everything, I guess, worked out for her in the end, because it seemed like the Alyssa got more out of Ru than, in the workroom or whatever.
Well, I guess this kind of makes you question, though, whether if she would have done the Donatella, that would have worked out even better for her, being that there was a Donatella that was kind of dry.
Yeah. True.
Cause at the end, you brushing my hair, bitch, with yours.
Her Alyssa was good. I didn't expect her Alyssa to be as good. I felt like she had the facial stuff down and the voice was kind of off, but I so got it. You so see where she was going with that voice. So, oh my god, her voice.
Violet definitely took time studying Alyssa and her mannerisms and everything. She put the work in to hold her neck back. Yeah. Whatever you call that, what do you call it?
Double chin.
Underbite, overbite, one of the two. I think I kind of have one. So yeah, I feel like she was dedicated to the character.
Yeah, she was. She did good.
And she kind of knew what to look for, because not everybody knows to draw in lines and do stuff like that.
Yeah, expressions and mannerisms and
things. That fucking clicking sound.
So next up was Pearl as Big Ange, and I've gotta say I really did not expect her to be as funny or as great as she was a Big Ange. She really turned it out, like being so just like skinny old Pearl, like she was Big Ange, she had a big old titty, that makeup, what can you even say about that damn makeup?
That was a lot.
I felt like she had the voice down, I mean, not so much like the sound, but she knew what Big Ange says and how she says, I'm very excited, and it was just that, like I was like, yes, she got it.
Yes. I think it's kind of showing now that Pearl is, you know, coming out of her fucking shell. Yeah. I feel like Pearl is now finally getting it. She's understanding.
Yeah.
She's a bit more aware. The light has come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. She showed out with that pink lip and that nose. I can't.
So, Miss Fame and her dry ass Donatella Versace, and that ain't got shit to do with a cigarette, bitch. Yeah, there was so much more that could have happened, or that she could have done with the Donatella.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck me, it's Donatella.
Yeah. She definitely needed to turn the volume up and make it, you know, twice as big as it already was. I don't know if she already felt like she was being big. I know her, like, comedy isn't her strong suit or whatever, but...
Well, I wouldn't say that because actually Miss Fame has proven a few times that she can actually be kind of loose, kind of funny,
I think she was maybe just in her head about it and had, like, in her mind so sure what she was going to do, you know?
Yes.
And it just didn't really translate the right way. And she just needed to, like, you know, turn it up. Like, if you're gonna be Donatella, make that accent, like, all the way turned up that you can't even understand the bitch speak. Like, like...
Yeah, because like, you can never understand her.
No, they always got her subtitles. So it's like, yeah, I don't know, do something a little...
Yeah, like, bitch, write on your little piece of paper, like, a bunch of letters together. You know what I mean? And then say it out loud, like... Shit, I'm here, like, trying to give you tips or something that done happen, bitch. But, you know, like, yes, take it there. That's what I wanted. But at the same time, Miss Fame has been in her head a lot. So I'm not surprised that things went this way. Next up, Kennedy Davenport as Little Richard. Forgive me for not knowing much about Little Richard.
Yeah, it was a different time, like, especially in terms of, okay, maybe you know some Little Richard music, but you don't know, like, Little Richard.
Like that.
Yeah. So, and I think the majority of the Drag Race fan base is not going to know it like that, but I think the character itself was just so funny and ridiculous that it just work, like that shit was gold, like,
and everybody was like, nope.
I including me, I was like, nope, you better not do it. But
yeah, because
I mean, there it was.
I mean, I felt like even if you do a good performance and you're doing something that's like a man or whatever, you know, they're gonna hold it against you. Because when Alaska came out in boy drag, you know, for that one mini main challenge, whatever, that was like, nope. And it felt like even though she did good, that was like, nope.
Like, nope. Yeah.
So, you know, it just kind of felt
nice
like...
to see them give her props, like, because
yes, and open their mind up a bit and be like, okay, no, that was good, and just because it's portraying someone who is, you know... The thing with gender is that I have this view on gender where it's like really... I don't even want to be saying man and woman and all of this, so it's kind of hard to say what I'm trying to say without falling into those stereotypes that we are taught. But it's nice to see that, yes, the judges gave her, you know, credit where it was due and realized that certain characters take just as much makeup or even less than other characters, and, you know, it all takes work. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Aside from all of that, you know, I feel like we finally got to see Kennedy kind of break out a little bit of her regular pageantry and try something a little different, try something a little crunchier, something that maybe the girls around her way wouldn't quite understand as much or wouldn't really do, or, you know what I mean? I feel like now she's kind of starting to be like, okay, I can do kind of whatever I want to do, and that's okay.
Successful, yeah.
Yeah.
So finally was Miss Ginger Minge as Adele, and yeah, again, one of the top this week for me. I felt like, you know, how do you really make Adele funny? How is especially someone who's not like English and like knows Adele, like her, you know, her fucking way that she speaks outside of the whole Adele persona, you know?
Yes.
But it was pretty on point, like I've got to say, like her accent was pretty on point. I can't really
It was good.
Yeah, she really, I was going to say ate that, but she did eat that. I mean, if you ask me, the whole little food moment was unnecessary because she was kind of funny without it.
Yes.
The food didn't really matter to me.
I feel like the food was
it's such a lean on thing for like, oh, a big girl eating, that's so funny. Like,
but I will say this. You can't always blame a person for being the subject of certain, you know,
completely
ideas and things that society puts pressure on you to feel like you have to do.
Yeah.
So you can't really blame that person. If anything, we should be blaming society
as a whole. Fuck society.
And people who make you feel like you're probably not going to be funny as a big girl unless you're sticking food in your mouth.
Yeah.
So I don't hold that against Ginger Minge. I feel like that's something that's probably been put on her, if anything. I mean, I get it. She made the choice and she has the choice to do what she wants to do. But, you know, this is a big thing in life. You know, the shame and, you know, a view on body types and everything, you know, it's deep. So I feel like that's probably in there, and that had a big part of why she decided to take it there.
And I mean, regardless, she was funny.
Yes, she was.
She sold it. Her jokes and
she didn't crack her accent. No. She stayed in character.
Yeah, the look was on point.
Yeah.
I can't really fault that.
Call the fuck off.
Yeah. So the only thing we want to really mention before the runway is, I guess, the Katya Miss Fame moment, you know, revealing her struggles with addiction. And I thought it was just overall a really sweet moment, a great moment for both of them, showing you know, for Katya to let down that sense of humor wall. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of time with people that are funny, it's like they use as a little bit of a wall to what's really going on. So she let it down and really opened up. It was nice to see them connect, you know.
Yeah.
And just speak about it and share that moment.
And aside from that, I think just within this community, you know, oftentimes there's a lot of people out there who feel like things that they equate to femininity aren't okay, and so supporting each other and like hugging each other and like doing things like that aren't what two grown men are supposed to do. So I like the idea that any random person could, you know, flick on this channel and, you know, get this glimpse into the type of lifestyle that we live and the like close bonds that we make, because especially with drag queens and especially anyone that kind of plays on gender and anything like that, there's these, you know, bonds that we make that like are so much deeper than like regular friendships and relationships. And I think that really showcased that, you know, two people being there for each other regardless of like stigmas or like, you know, anything like that. I know that sounds kind of silly, like always so two bitches like chilling and hugging each other, but we have to remember within this community, like so often that does not happen and we are not there for each other. You know what I mean? So I think this shows that. It's a great example. Yes, and drag and I think anything just creative and kind of unaccepted like that brings people together, and it really shows that through this moment. So
I feel like shortly our hair's gonna get into like a scrap, so we need to be careful because they're gonna latch onto each other and just snatch each other off, like, because you keep bringing her over and bringing her over.
Okay, like, well now you know how the fucking feels, bitch. With this damn hair.
So moving on to the runway, of course, first of all, shout out to Miss Tamar. Love, 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 love. Finally time that the bitch got on here and was right.
She's gonna like me because I got little roots going on right here. So anyways, that being said, we're gonna move on to the actual runway, starting with Ginger Minge.
Yes. I appreciate she's a thick girl, ain't afraid to give you body and let them have it. Now, shout out to Ginger for that, number one. Number two.
Number one, because I love that silhouette on a thick girl.
We'll pause there for a minute. And I want to say number two, that I appreciate the color white. It was a smart decision, made her stand out with all the leather and layers. You instantly think, okay, black.
You do, yeah. Mm-hmm.
She said, let me switch it up, let me give you white, like...
Let me give you white, bitch!
Like...
yeah, it was something new for Ginger. I'm so used to her doing the same thing all the time and the same kind of judge, and she really did step out of that.
Yeah, switch it up. I got
Elvis immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciated what she did this week on the runway. That's what I like to see.
That's what I like to see. So next up was Katya. I felt like everything was right this week. She had the body on point with the curls and the swerves, bitch.
Like they said, bring your 45, please. It was just cute. Like it wasn't game changing, but it was polished.
It might not have been game changing, but it was kind of game changing for Katya because I don't feel like it's something that Katya has been doing.
Yeah.
Or something that she normally does do.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of switching it up.
And she, you know, zhuzhed that hair a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, it was like a little 80s, a little music video-y moment. Yeah. So next up was Kennedy Davenport. Giving you, you know, gown, but leathery.
Gown down.
Almost, what is that? What is that? Fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger? Like, what am I getting? You gotta get out.
Yes, it was cute. It was dope. It was cute, bitch. Fucking look at me being rude. It was over.
Yeah, it was over. It was very sultry, very villainous. The hair was like very wet and wavy moment. Sultry. It was very sultry.
It was. She was.
Yeah. I just really liked it. I can't really fault her in any. You know, the body was right. Presentation was right.
Yeah, and I love when a pageant girl does something a little darker because it's not really all that often that, you know, pageanty girls do something dark and edgy and gothic and stuff like that. So it's nice to see that, obviously, being the type of bitches that we are, because we live for the pageantry and stuff, and it's very rare that we see the two kind of come together.
Yeah.
So yes, next up was Violet Chachki. She was giving me everything, you know, BDSM bondage moment. Yeah. I want to know what the fucking safe word is, bitch. Like, it was dope.
My favorite of the week, I think. It was just over. Like, I love that woman, that, like, freaking dominatrix, freaking mistress. Like, I love it. Like, everything was on point. Love the, like, gag with the whole moment and the,
And the way that she sold it too. We see a lot, people, drags, performers, give you all this zhuzh and it seems so easy and we take it for granted, but you know, there's a difference between taking off a headpiece versus taking off a headpiece, you know, and I appreciate that.
No fumble, no bumble.
Those are the little things that you don't even notice that you notice that just make the whole thing so much better.
Yeah. So, thanks to you, Violet. It was over this week. Next up was Max. I appreciate she went for the different hair color. I mean, she had to at this point. It was going to be a fight. Michelle Visage was going to be like, right.
No, I already addressed it, so it didn't even need to be like that. Because what you need to do is have a voice or whatever the fuck it is you do. Yeah. Even in the beginning of the episode, she was like, oh, I'm going to give Michelle this hair this week and now I'm going to go back to gray. It's like, why are you saying all that backstage? Like, why are you like tell Michelle straight up? I feel like you gain more respect.
Yeah, definitely.
Owning what you do, because when you really own what you do, like people have to respect that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I thought the outfit was okay, but I felt like, you know, she took a shoulder thing off and really all she had was like a corset with like a skirt and some thigh highs, which wasn't bad, but I just would have liked to see a little more at this point in week 7 on the RuPaul's Drag Race main stage.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Now listen, I feel like certain people can do just a corset and a skirt. It depends.
Yeah, no, maybe
what
so.
it is
It
you
just,
do.
the final effect to me
Wasn't
need
enough.
a little something. Yeah, need a little something. The hair was kind of small and
I feel like that
just
was
was
in here
like,
too. It was just wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't even feel like she was selling
Yeah.
it and feeling it
Nope,
on the
I
runway
didn't
like
either.
I've seen her do
something.
before.
I just felt like Max was just off this week.
She
Just something
was.
off this week.
Her
I
whole
don't know what it
energy.
was. Yeah.
Yeah. So next up was Jaden Dior Fierce. Was that you?
What?
What'd you think, bitch? Look at this.
Oh!
Look at this. You see this? There are people here. Right here. Hi, you guys. We're doing this video thing.
I thought you meant like made
I
a
just thought
sound
we try
or
it
something.
out, you know, see how it goes, see
So you
what
meant,
people
like,
say, hope they like
Made
it.
a sound.
By the way, I didn't even notice the lace. I didn't do this on purpose. That almost looked leather to me in the camera, but this ain't even for the show,
That's
just so
fair.
you guys know. We don't do the theme every week or nothing like that.
No. Yes, so Jaden Dior Fierce. She said in her runway walk, my nude illusion. Now, I don't know if it just wasn't reading on camera with the lights or everything, you know.
Yeah,
I didn't know
you're
if it was
right,
meant to
you're
be
right.
like, you weren't really meant to see it, because I kept seeing it as like a top part.
I did
like
too,
a
and
shirt
so
or
did
like a
everybody else
something.
at home.
Yeah, so
We all did.
I don't know if it was meant to be more like...
It seemed from what
patches
she
of, like-
said, that's what it was meant to
Right,
look like.
yeah, I just think that didn't come across. I liked the proportion of the outfit, I liked the proportion of the skirt, she got her legs all
Yes.
out, I liked it. And the hair was pretty and her face was pretty, but I just think that maybe just let her down. I didn't get the...
Which
I
is,
kept getting really like hung up on that.
it just didn't bother me that much. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if anything can really bother me all that much. Because at the end of the day, it's like, there's bigger things, you know,
Yeah.
than what top she got on or
Yeah.
whatever, you know, like, it's just like a critique and a thing at the end of the day, and it's like, whatever, like, life goes the fuck on after that top, whether it was a nude illusion or not.
Yeah.
So whatever, I did like her skirt, however, that was cute. I loved that style of a skirt on a thicker girl. I don't know what it is, y'all just sell it well. And she looked really pretty. I
Yeah,
know I
she
always say
does.
Jane looks really pretty, but that is, she is really
She
pretty.
really does.
Loved the big hair on Jaden. I felt like it really added to the entire look,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Like it fit in with the type of kind of chick she was giving me, you know?
Yeah.
Next up was Pearl. I don't know how Pearl does it all the time. She has this kind of thing where it's like...
She could just hodgepodge shit together and
it
somehow
looks
makes
really
sense
good.
and it looks good and expensive and yeah.
And expensive!
That's
I
Pearl.
feel like her shit should be looking a lot cheaper than it does because of what the individual pieces are, and yet it always looks so expensive.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, she just has a way. She has a good eye for style and fashion.
She does!
You know? And so she manages to pull out these
Things out of
dope
almost
outfits.
nothing.
Yeah, out of nothing, and I can't be mad at her because it looks fucking good. So there it is, Pearl.
Yes, and I think the thing with Pearl is she wears all this fucking white and everything, and it gives her this sort of elegant, cleanly. I don't mean cleanly in like hygiene, obviously, but sort of like, you know, white clean, I guess. But sort of kept like pulled up woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except the woman that she gives is never that woman. I think that juxtaposition has
It's
this
good.
very good fashion sort of moment
Yeah.
that really makes it all just pop.
Yeah. I love that like really paley pinky tone, and I just thought the whole thing was gorgeous, really, and she sold it.
Yeah.
I feel like she's more herself on the runway. She's loosened up.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
feeling it.
Okay, so next up was Miss Fame. She was given something different. Has she ever done long hair on Drag Race?
I don't know. I don't feel like she has.
Honestly,
it was so
even
different.
looked like she doesn't often wear long hair.
Yeah.
She kind of played with it in the way that someone who doesn't wear long hair often does. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I know some of you guys know what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
when someone smokes a cigarette and they don't smoke.
Yeah.
It's just like, you can tell. But
it was
it looks
very
so good.
yeah, it was very almost like a reinterpretation of a J-Lo the Cell moment.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say J-Lo the Cell. That's why
Well, that's why
you stole my moment. I was gonna say she said the Cell. She stole it.
Sorry.
No, she didn't.
But it-
I
no,
didn't
it-
say
it-
shit.
it-
But it was
the
it was
neck.
the Cell.
It's
It was
the
very
Cell.
the Cell.
And the hair was just so like vixen, like a little mermaidy, almost like wicked, like otherworldly. I don't know. I just loved it. It was dope.
She at least did dip and do it where she knows how to dip and do it. She said, bitch, my Donatella wasn't all that. Let me get a little inspiration with that hair length, bitch,
Yeah.
and do Miss Fame.
Yeah. And I think
And
it
do that
kind of
right.
saved her because she ate and they didn't put her in the
How
bottom
you
too.
gonna
So
How you gonna see that and be you in the bottom? You in the bottom? Not tonight. No, with that cell, bitch.
So during the judges' critiques, Max kind of had that little moment where her corset was coming undone. And I mean, the first thing that stuck in my mind that you said to me was, "Did you see Violet last week?" Because she didn't have no problem. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just like I just had to loosen it. I'm like, bitch, when Violet just pulled that stunt though.
Just did it. So it's like,
How are you gonna, like, the judge is gonna look at you crazy.
yeah, I mean, it's the first time, I don't know, I doubt that it's the first time that some girl on the runway has maybe taken a moment or whatever that they've maybe edited out and they used
Thank
this.
you. Yeah, I feel like this is not the first time
They used it.
They just use this one.
And,
yes.
and it just like goes, like it plays into this whole, what the hell happened with Max this week, like, because what the hell was that? And then she was like singing, and it's like you don't know where, like in the editing, did they
and
say
her whole
something to
energy
her?
fell off before this ever even happened. It was almost
what
like
is
watching
going
the
on?
episode. It was like something's weird with her, and then that happened. And you're like, see, something is fucking weird with her.
Yeah.
We didn't see Watch Her Pack in this week, so we don't really know what she's said after the fact or anything like that.
So the winners of the challenge this week were Kennedy and Ginger, which is the first time that's happened in a Snatch game or whatever. So that's really dope for both of them. They should both feel like great about it, really, because
I'm sure they do, bitch.
because I mean y'all were just great.
So yes, Max ended up going home after the lip sync.
Yeah,
It is what the fuck it is. Somebody gotta fucking go home, right?
yeah. It just seemed like her whole, zhuzh was off this week. So
Yeah.
I just really want to know from her mouth, like, what the hell was going on with her, because it just seems
Yeah,
she
what
seems
did
so
we
defeated.
see?
Like, yeah, I'm really curious to find out. But, sad to see her go. It's really whittling down now with these girls, so we gonna see what they gonna bring back and what drama is that gonna cause. But
Yeah, who should Tempest? Y'all gonna ask. Tempest, I feel like Tempest didn't get enough of shot at the thing.
Yeah.
The girl who goes home first never gets enough of a shot at the whole thing. So I feel like if anybody should come back, it should be her. Will that happen? Not in a million fucking years. No, it ain't gonna happen. It never does.
yeah.
We know who it's gonna be. I mean, us collectively, not like have inside tea or anything like that.
Seems pretty obvious.
Seems pretty obvious who it's gonna be.
Yeah. But we'll get to that next week. And for right now, we're gonna move right on into the Untucked, honey, because I don't know what happened. The Untucked didn't record. I don't know what it is, what we already have or haven't already
At this
recorded.
point, you guys are gonna just start thinking that we try to get away from you. Because this happens all the time.
I give up with this damn camera.
We have
It's
this
supposed to
fucking-
let you know, and it's supposed to let
We
you
have
know. It never
this
lets
thing
us
with the
know.
camera where it like cuts the splits it for no reason in the middle of us talking, and then it cuts out like a millisecond. So when we're editing, we have to put the two together, and then it's like missing a bit. So sometimes it goes na 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 na, and it's like we literally can't stop it. So we figured, let's press the button and then
we missed the whole Untucked.
So it doesn't do that, and then we didn't press it, so we recorded a whole Untucked that ain't come out. That's bullshit.
The fact is, it wasn't that much that went on anyway.
No, we really didn't even cover that much, to be honest with you.
That we haven't already covered in the review.
So really quick, I feel like Violet Chachki is finally opening up to the idea of making friends. She said that she was going to change the way things, or like the way that she's kind of been, and like accepting people and stuff. She's doing that, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like she now, with the situation with Pearl that they had, it would be crazy of her to say like, oh, we ain't cool like that, because they clearly are at this point.
Yeah.
I love the moment with Katya and Ginger Minge outside. That was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
I love to see Katya in full drag, having fun, swinging her hair, enjoying herself. Shit, I mean, you're in a competition, but you're still doing what you're doing, which is fucking fun at the end of the day. So I enjoyed that whole kind of moment. Just yes.
Honestly, that was about it. Like Max kind of got caught out talking crap. So and they were already saying that she was that anyway. The last time,
right.
So
like a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
They were saying how she goes back and forth, but you know, that comes from, I think, being nervous and all that shit. I don't think that she has malicious intent, like anything like that. I you know, it was clear to see that she was having a weird time at that kind of point. So I'm gonna let that go. And some people just like that. You know what I mean? Like. Kind of don't really voice their opinions that much. I feel that way with Max a lot of the time. Also, Miss Fame was kind of like nervous and all of those things.
Yeah, the pressure to perform for the first time was really getting to her. So like, because everybody's gonna be watching her, like, you know, what the fuck is this bitch gonna do?
And she's
like,
definitely somebody that they is watching, like waiting for her to fuck up almost.
Yeah, she's so pretty. Well, that's where it is. That's where you gonna get her.
Yeah,
that's where you gonna get her. Yeah. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything. So if we missed anything, sorry guys. Fucking recording and not recording, I don't know. We try and at least give you this shit.
A true mess.
So remember to subscribe if you haven't already. All of our social network links are down below in the Penny Slipper section. And yeah, so we will see you next week, guys.
Yeah. Bye.